As the eChampions League goes on, here are some of GamePro analysis we have so far got from one of top FC players, Emre Yilmaz of Team Gullit from Netherlands, as he demolished Matthias Bonanno of Manchester City from England. Here are top 8 mechanics Yilmaz really perfected to outplay his opponent. Visit u7buy.com and get some cheap, safe, and reliable FC coins. You have to build a strong squad to manage the competition. Use the discount code DRFC for 6% off, link in the description. One of the most powerful mechanic Yilmaz perfected on this game is mastering the use of manual runs. Controlling off-ball players is one of proactive tool you have to implement into your game to play better, and that's what Yilmaz used to break his opponent in this game. Manual runs we have sending that player forward using either the L1 trigger, aiming the left analog towards that player you want to send forward, then you tap on L1. Then we have the pass and move, passing a short pass while holding L1 button. Then we have calling players short. Here you just aim the left analog towards that player, then you tap on R1. Sending players forward here Yilmaz wins the ball high up the pitch with his center back. He uses the L1 trigger to send this fullback forward. Before even receiving the ball, he again sends this striker forward still using the L1 trigger. He passed the ball to another player, just to drive the opponent's attention from this running player, and also getting an open angle and lane for a pass. As you see, the angle is open, and he passed the ball first time, and gets in behind. The opponent tries to move the goalkeeper, but Yilmaz was observant enough, and takes the open post. Then calling players short, Yilmaz uses it in unpredictable way, like first sending that player forward using the L1 trigger. As the opponent reacts to track that run, he again calls that player short and receive the ball with less pressure. On the side of defending, Yilmaz was very good during one-on-one situation against Bonanno. He was very disciplined and perfectly understood what to do every time. So defend like him, use these simple tips. First is to observe the opponent's player, how the opponent is controlling his player and to which direction he's facing. The direction that player is facing, that's where he's most likely to dribble to. 2 is to position your defender in front of the opponent's player, but covering that way towards your goal. 3 is to leave a gap of 2 to 3 yards from that player. Here it's very difficult to beat your player using simple tricks. Lastly is to jockey, using the speed jockey to mirror the player movements, but make sure you don't overcommit to any direction. So if you implement these 4 tips, you improve your one-on-one defending in fc24. One of the best passing techniques he used was the lob-through pass, thanks to his game skill of using manual runs, and also the long ball playstyle of his players like Toni Kroos. He mainly used this passing style on the wide area where he uses his fast players like wingers and fullbacks. The lob-through pass, you simply press both the L1 plus triangle or LB plus Y, aiming the left analog towards that player you want to pass the ball to. Load up some good power to generate the speed of the ball towards your player. Take a look at this example. Yilmaz passes the ball to his fullback, then he uses the L1 trigger to send this winger forward. As that winger is running, he passed the ball to his player with the long ball play style, Toni Kroos. He positioned well facing his option and released the pass. Using players with long ball play style increases the accuracy of the pass. He drives down the wing towards the byline. He cuts back, but unfortunately he didn't time the shot well, and he missed. One of the most advanced tools to break defenses in fc24 is the player lock. It's one of the pro mechanics that are so effective and unpredictable in many ways. The player lock, in brief, you push in both analogs, the right and left analog. The triangle icon on top of your player will turn to diamond. Then if you want, you can switch away from this player. Simply just flick the right analog towards that player you want to control. And at this moment, you're controlling the player with the diamond icon. Then the game is controlling the player with the ball. Here you can request any type of pass you want. Player lock on high advanced level is used mostly to fake the player lock. As you activate it and switch away, still you can push in both analogs to cancel it. And that's how pros are using this tool on this game. Take a look at this example how Yilmaz used this tool to perfection. He first send this fullback forward. He fake directions and turn and take that pass forward. Here he activate the player lock and selects this striker. Expecting the opponent to mark that player, he cancels the player lock and continue driving down the wing. He again activate it and selects his striker, still cancels it as the opponent marks it, and continue driving towards the byline. He again activate it and selects his player inside the box. He position himself to an open passing angle and uses the driven pass, takes a first-time pass to another player, and score this beautiful mastermind goal. So the purpose of the player lock in this build-up and creation was to be unpredictable in a way that the opponent couldn't understand the situation, as Yilmaz was faking the player lock just to continue driving towards the byline.
Gets forward, that's came. Oh, beautiful play. Came from Gvardiol.
Yilmaz in this game was very dominant, defending so aggressive. His high pressing skills was on point, and too tough for his opponent to overcome. He scored 4 goals as a result of pressing and winning the ball high up the pitch. Tips on how to defend aggressively like Yilmaz. Number 1 is to master the player switching, using the right analog switch to select players all over the pitch and close up spaces quickly. 2 is to anticipate very quick, that quick understanding of the situation and be steps ahead, whereby you see that pass before the opponent does, and immediate close it to apply more pressure to the opponent. Number 3 is to sprint diagonally. Diagonal movement is so aggressive, whereby you apply pressure to that ball holder, and at the same time cutting passing lane or closing up the available space. High pressing is a game of risk versus reward. The risk is that you're vulnerable to counterattacks because you overcommit with your defenders. The reward is that you can win the ball and transit into a quick counterattack, and that's what Yilmaz was good at. Take a look at this quick example. He tries to turn for a shooting angle, but the opponent defends well and wins the ball. As you see, Yilmaz quickly sees this pass and selects his winger Mbappe using the right analog switch. He moves him diagonally, covering this passing lane and at the same time applying pressure to the ball holder. As you see, he's just sprinting towards the ball holder and tackles the ball. He controls it with his striker.
There. Still can. A mistake, and that's number 6.
It's just so aggressive.
Switching sides is a tool of sending the ball to the opposite side, either by passing it on ground or using the aerial lobbed pass. Yilmaz really abused this mechanic for 3 main reasons. 1 is to escape pressure. As the opponent pressed so aggressive, he used switch of sides and take the ball to less crowded side of the pitch. This made it easy for him to maintain possession under pressure from the opponent. The second reason is to be unpredictable. As he overused the switch of sides, sometimes the opponent didn't know what is coming next, as Yilmaz sometimes just faked the switch of side and continue exploiting that side, or using the double switch of sides. This really keeps the opponent guessing and not knowing what is coming next. The third reason is to open up spaces. As the opponent players load on the side of the ball, leaving the opposite side open, he switches sides and exploit that space on the opposite side to move forward.
Come on.
We'll be live 45 minutes.
Wow. Nice.
That's incredible.
Yilmaz mastered the wing play style, and mainly from that was cutbacks, driving the byline and look for a pass to one of his strikers and score, as he uses the manual runs to send his players forward, using the lobbed pass to get the ball to his players, and also player lock to create passing options and also baiting the opponent to open up spaces. Yilmaz used this combination to break his opponent through the wing. Lastly is using fullbacks to beat the press. Besides switching sides, he used these fullback to give his opponent extra work as he escapes the pressure. He used manual runs to send these fullback forward. As the opponent tracks that run and no longer applying pressure, he uses that opportunity to escape pressure and even switch sides. So it was a combination of switching sides and using fullbacks to maintain possession. So that's it, guys. Let's see what will happen on the knockout stage. Tell us in the comments section, who do you think will win the eChampions League 2024? That's it for today. Thanks for watching.